YouTube, uh, uh, Roku. Yeah, Roku, Android. I always say it wrong. Roku. Android, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, and of course, E360 TV out in Phoenix, Arizona. And I also want to acknowledge and say good morning and thank you for the support. My sponsors, Symposium.us, where you can turn your conversation into currency. Get over and download the app. Shelly. Shelly says the reason we're getting cut off is because the bees are so important. Yes, they are. Thank you all for coming back. I appreciate you. And Thad is probably, hopefully he'll know that I sent him a new link. Let me just tell him. Thad Smith. Wait, where is the? Uh-oh. Wait a minute, you guys. So that's weird. Oh, Lord. Okay, wait a minute. It did not send him the link. So I'm going to have to do it again, you guys. Bear with me. Sad. Because I'm looking at it, and I see he doesn't have it. Okay, there you go. Oops, that's me. And send. Bear with me. You guys get to see all the backdoor stuff. That's kind of good. Not. Okay. Okay, he has it now. Oh, he's back. Boy, that was quick. Hi, Thad. Thanks for being so awesome.
It was like the link you sent. I had to redo it, and so that was my problem.
And it didn't go. It was Shelly Dale says the reason we were interrupted is because the bees are so important, and so everybody has come back. It looks like, or they will be back, or there's always the replay. So. What we were going to do, we went to break, and I was going to test you.
Okay.
And put some. I'm going to put something up on the screen, and you tell me what we're looking at.
Okay. All right. So that looks like a drone, and I'll tell you why. Because a drone's eyes are really large, and the reason why they're large is because their only job is to look for an unfertilized queen. That's their only job in life.
Oh, so they're wingmen.
Yeah. Well, so what happens? So a drone is born, and it's about sexually mature after about 2 weeks. And around the middle of the day, around 2:30, 3 o'clock, all the drones go to a specific area. It's called a drone congregation area. I like to refer to it as the club.
Okay.
And so while they're hanging out at the club, they're just waiting for the unfertilized females to do a little drive-by where they can mate with them. Now, the only part about going to this club is you don't come home, because once a drone mates with a female, unfertilized female, he dies.
He dies. So your final answer is that this is a drone?
I am going to have to say, I'm going to say yes.
You're right.
Yes.
It is a drone. Congratulations. Very good. Okay. Here's our next one. What are we looking at?
So this is a worker bee. This is you will have, these are the majority of the bees in the hive, the worker bee. They do all the work. They take care of the hive. They do the security, the nurse bees. They do it all. So yes, a typical hive will have an optimal hive will have about 50,000 bees in it. So yeah, worker bee.
Correct. And now, what are we looking at?
So the one in the middle is going to be the queen bee.
Excuse me, that's incorrect. This is the queen bee.
That was a good one.
Thank you very much. No, I'm kidding. Okay, you're right. That is the queen bee in the middle. It's easy. Now, when you see it like that, it's easy to tell. What is that big black thing on her? I don't know. Is that her back up near the head?
Well, that's just that's on her thorax. That's just a way that we can spot her easily. If you notice, her abdomen is very long, and that's where she literally keeps all of her eggs. And a queen can lay 1,500 to 2,000 eggs a day. Some queens can lay more, some lay less. But she lays workers and drones, so she can lay an unfertilized egg or she can lay a fertilized egg.
Oh, that's a bad bitch.
Yes, she is. Yes,
I'm just saying. She is. Okay, so how many? Now, there's only one queen in the entire hive.
Oh, well, you can't have. All right, let's look at it like this. You can't have two queens in a castle, can you? No, you cannot.
No. So how? I mean, does a queen be? Are there ever queens that don't have their own place?
So now nature is, of course, is a wonderful thing. There have been instances where there'll be two queens, and that'll be the mother queen and the daughter queen. There's been those instances.
Oh, the princess.
Yeah. So I mean, look, nature is what nature is. Nature is going to do what nature.
So what happens if two queens are in the same place? They're going to have a big cat fight until one of them is dead?
So what normally happens is when the hive makes a queen, they'll make several queens, and really the one who is born first is the queen. And what she'll do is she'll go to the other cells and sting those other queens to death. So that's
Well,
yeah. So
hence the movie.
they don't even make it out of the cocoon.
Okay, they had an ant story. They need to have a bee story.
Well, they had they had the bee movie, the Jerry Seinfeld movie, but I want to make the urban bee movie is what we really need to make. And so we talked about the honeybee. The urban bee movie would be about the native bees. That's the movie that we need to make.
Okay. We have a question from a viewer for you. Yeah. Shelley Dale says she'd like to know how the different bees are determined. Are they just born to do their job?
Yes. So all right. So in a hive, let me see something. Yeah. Oh, okay. So this right here is a frame. Let's say this is a frame. And so there's going to be foundation on this frame. So let's call this a brood frame. So the queen would lay eggs in this area right here. And down at the bottom, though, the workers would make for the drones. So normally the worker bees will be here and the drones will be down at the bottom because the drones are bigger. So when you see the worker bees, when you see that capped, it looks different than a drone. So the drones look like a bullet. That's what a capped drone looks like. And the worker bee looks almost like capped honey. I wish I had a picture of some capped honey that I would better able to show you.
Hey, is it true or is it an urban myth that if you some bees are flying around you, just don't act like you don't see them because they'll leave
like
you.
They're not there. Pretend like they're not there.
So that's true.
That is true.
It's when you get all aggressive that they're gonna sting the shit out of you.
So I tell people like this. Let's say you are just flying around, minding your own. You're walking down the street, minding your own business, and then somebody just smacks the crap out of you. You're going to be mad, right? So that's why the bees are just flying around. They're really looking for food. That's all they're looking for. And maybe you have a color that they're attracted to. Maybe you have a smell that they're attracted to because they're attracted to floral scents. They like yellow. They like white. They love purple. So
they're fashionable.
Lavender. So there's a lot of reasons why they may come around you. Now,
I know one thing. When I've had them where they won't leave you, when they get on you when they see something they like or smell something they like, they ain't leaving it alone easily.
Well, that's true. And so what you can do is walk away. But when you swat at it, that's an aggressive behavior. So they're not aggressive. They're defensive. A bee will only sting you to save its life. That's the only reason why a bee will sting.
Okay, now that's nice to know. Next urban myth I want dispelled or proven. Is it true that once a bee stings something, it then has to die because the stinger is in it? It is
true. That is a true myth. The stinger is attached to its So when you look at the bee and the drone, so the drone and the worker, the drone's woohoo is attached to its stomach. It's supposed to be the stinger. Put it that way. It's the same thing as a stinger on a worker, the drone's penis. So that's why they die when they mate with the queen because their stomach gets torn off. When a worker stings you, it's attached to its stomach. But what happens is there's a sac on the end of that stinger, and that sac,
we know that.
Well, that sac is a poison sac, but it also emits a pheromone that attracts the other bees to come sting you there as well.
Oh, so it's so they literally has put a target on you.
Yeah, so it's like if you see, it's funny if you see a bee and after it stung you, it'll just like walk back and forth, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I always say, yeah, my boys are gonna come and get you. I'm not dying for a reason. I always make up little stories,
And
because
so how many times have you been stung?
So I started in 2013. I got stung over 100 times in 2013, and I quit counting after that. So
You got stung over 100 times.
Yeah, in 1 year, in one season, yeah.
And how long? Okay, here's another myth. If you get stung by a bee, should you put? My grandmother used to put baking soda, a
Now I don't know
paste.
about that. Can't, because what that does is sucks out the poison. You can put that on there,
Yeah,
or you
and
can
it
put
would bring the
nicotine on there
stinger
too.
out.
Yeah, or you don't pull the stinger out. What you want to do is get a flat credit card, and you want to scrape it, because on the end of that stinger, like I said, is that poison sac. If you squeeze it, that squeezes in that poison, and it just makes the sting worse. So you want
Wait
to
a minute.
scrape it.
When they sting you, it's not just a stinger. There's a poison sac too.
There's a poison sac too, and then what? If you look at it real close, it's like a pump that's pumping in the poison back and forth. It just keeps moving. It doesn't stay still. That's why it's so irritating. And that pumping action pumps in that poison, so it just irritates you, and that's where that swelling comes from. So yeah, bees are so interesting, Loren. They're just fascinating.
So when kids come to work with you, because some people are allergic to bees.
Right.
So
I
when
tell
kids,
them, if you're allergic to bees, don't.
how
Be
do
in the
they know
background.
though? How does a person know they're allergic to bees until they get stung?
Yeah, that's the thing. Until you get stung, I didn't. What's funny is I didn't know if I was allergic, and I just went full tilt boogie. So the first time I got stung, I really could have died. I just had no clue. I always ask people before they come, "Are you allergic to bees? Do you know?" Maybe you might want to find out, or if
Do you
you're
keep
coming,
EpiPens handy?
you got to have an EpiPen. Got to have one.
Just because, okay.
Just
So,
because you never know. You never know.
so how much does it cost for a person? I think Shelly Dale, somebody on here has bees, and
Cool.
they were commenting Friday. So if a person wanted to start just as a hobby and have one of those little boxes in their backyard or whatever, what is it expensive to get started doing this?
Yeah, beekeeping is kind of an expensive hobby.
How much is that suit you were wearing?
Oh, they average anywhere from $199, $250.
Wow. One of
talking-
my followers in Florida, I think it was Mandy Kickta's daughter. Is that who I was thinking of? Somebody that worked in a grocery store told me that when COVID first started, there was a lady who came in shopping inside of her beekeeper's outfit.
Yeah.
She wasn't playing with it. She wasn't catching shit.
I went
was
outside like that one time. I thought it was funny. I want to have a good time. So yeah.
Yeah.
Trained and everything.
So do you have little mini like children-sized bee suits?
Yes. Yeah, they go from small to tall. You can get a bee suit for any age whatsoever.
So you guys use the funds that people donate to help keep this program afloat. So what are some of the things that you need now that we might be able to help you with?
So currently, the location that I'm at right now is called Sweetwater Foundation.
Talk about it.
Wonderful organization. The brother Emmanuel, who founded the place, he's a MacArthur Genius Grant winner. This brother is deep. I love that, bro. I mean, it's like when you have conversations with you, it's not a conversation, bro. It's teaching moments. Every time you talk to him, this Negro is teaching you something.
Okay. I need to hook up with him.
Yeah. I'm telling you, Loren, I'll put a word in, bro.
Do that.
He's a dope brother. Dope.
Do that.
And so it's called a Think Grow House. And what they do is it's a farm. So they teach people about agriculture. They sell what's called fractals. And so they teach people woodworking. So they have apprenticeships. Oh man, it's a dope spot, bro. It's dope. And I'm so happy that they allow me to be on their property, man. It's really
that's where the hives were.
Yeah, that's where the hives were. Yeah.
Nice.
And,
okay.
I was introduced to them through a young lady named Janelle. She's out of North Carolina. I just happened to move up. I wanted to have some bees there, so I moved the bees there. And last year and this year, this is what happened when I moved the bees there. So it's been wonderful, man. Wonderful.
What is it you love most? What have you seen this experience doing for those kids?
It opens up their mind to what is really out there. it it takes away fear. Because if you look at a child, everything is new to a child. A 2-year-old, everything is new. Every sunrise is a brand new day to them. It's something new to them. You know, as adults, we become so jaded, and you know, it's just another day. I got to go to work. Blah blah blah. When you capture a child's wonderment and wanting to learn, you have their attention. And then what you do is we teach them math, we teach them biology, we teach them science surreptitiously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sneak it in.
Yeah, they don't know they're learning all this crap, but they're learning this crap. I call everything crap. My fault.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. Great way to teach and a great way to learn.
Yeah. And the great thing about children is they put things in perspective that adults just don't. They make things so simple because children don't have all these other things. It's very simple. And this one young lady put it so simply: a beehive is a queen and 50,000 bees. That's the body working all together. That was so. Wow, it blew my mind.
Yeah, kids are. So, do you ever get pushback from the parents because they think it might be a little bit too dangerous for their kid?
Yeah, any child that comes to me, their parents are full tilt boogie involved,
ready to go. Okay.
I try, and if a parent is hesitant, I start talking about native bees, start talking about stingless bees. You know, get them involved in nature. Because
did you say stingless bees?
Yeah, stingless bees. Well, they're